Guys, today we're going to talk about muskie equipment. Specifically, a setup for muskie fishing if you say have only one rod reel to use. There's a lot of information out there on the internet, a lot of people talking about, 9.5 foot rods and, $500 reels. You don't need to do that. It's insane. If you're going to have one rod, we're going to start off with your power of the rod. A lot of different powers rods out there. Most of them are all pretty much the same between manufacturers, except for maybe a couple like Okuma, maybe some of the Daiwa ProRex rods. Those are a little bit lighter. But in general, your St. Croix, your Chaos rods, your Thorn Brother rods, your Elk River rods, the big name stuff. They're all pretty similar. Same with Shimano, whatever else is out there. The Muskie Shop rods, powers are all pretty comparable. So let's get back to it. So one rod, get a heavy action rod. I know, how are you going to throw the big rubber? Although just a heavy action, trust me, you can do it. Okay, if you're throwing pounders, okay, you don't have just one rod to begin with. So just throw that out of the conversation. Okay, and then a lot of people say, well, you can throw everything with a medium heavy. No, you can't. Okay, try throwing a Mag Dog, or Husky Dusa with a medium heavy action rod. It doesn't work. All right, it can be done. Is it effective? No, it's not. You don't want to do that. So get a heavy action rod. It's your best utility rod. I mean, for years before people had 4, 5, 6 rods in the boat, everybody carried a medium or a heavy action rod. That's what you had. That was your one rod. Okay, so if you are beginning, or you're just on a limited budget, you're going to have one rod. Get a heavy action rod. Okay. Now, length of rod. Okay, this is always a controversial subject. Longer is better. Everybody says longer is better. So everybody likes to say. All right? Throw a 9.5 foot rod, 10-foot rod. Okay. Stop that. Stop that. You have to evaluate your situation. Right? You fishing from shore? Okay. Are you fishing from a multi-species boat where you have a really high front deck or really high rear deck? Are you fishing from the bottom of a boat? Okay, these are all factors into how long that rod should be. So you can't say, 9.5 foot rod is the best. Okay, you jokers on the internet out there that say that, stop that. You're giving out bad information. Really bad. Okay, look at the boat that you're fishing out of. All right, the situation you're fishing out of. Maybe you're fishing a skinny river. You don't have a lot of room. All right, 7-foot rod. That might be your ticket. Okay. All right. In general, the 8 to 8.5 foot heavy action rod will be your best utility rod. I have an 8.5 foot St. Croix Mojo. It's what I use for jerk baits, twitch baits, things like that. It's a general purpose rod, but I tell my wife this all the time, and I shouldn't. She says, why do you need more than one? But I can throw every lure in my arsenal with that rod, with this 8.5 foot heavy action rod. I can throw some lures better than others. Some lures it's a struggle, but you can throw every lure out there with that. Okay. Now let's talk about reels. Okay. I know reels are in muskie fishing and bass fishing and all that. It's like people are really brand loyal. It's like NASCAR out there. And you're loyal to Chevy or Ford or Toyota, whatever it is. People are brand loyal on that stuff. Okay, here's the deal. With the reel, you can spend as little as you want or as much as you want on the reel. Okay, there's good value in some of the inexpensive reels out there. But there's nothing wrong with spending more money on your reel than than it is to spend on your rod. It's okay to do that. There's nothing wrong with a high quality reel. That being said, when people get into this sport, I recommend they start out with a PC Fun Alios. That's how you pronounce it, folks. Alios, not an Alios, not an PC Fun Alios, 300 reel. Okay, in the lower gear ratio. Don't get the 8-to-1 gear ratio if it's going to be your only rod. Okay, stick with the lower gear ratios. All right. Yes, you can pull double tens with an 8-to-1 reel. Do you want to do it all day? Absolutely not. You're going to end up with arms like Popeye. All right, don't do that. Get the lower gear ratio. You can run everything. You got to remember, years ago we used to run every lure with a 5.3-to-1 gear ratio. That's what we had. You know, we were spoiled when we could get a 6.3-to-1 gear ratio. Okay, now 6.3-to-1 is considered low. All right, we get a lower gear ratio, right? 300 or 400 series, they all will work well. If you're planning on throwing bigger stuff all the time, get a 400 series reel. All right, they all work well. The good brands are all good. Shimano, Abu Garcia Beasts, Daiwas, Lexas, ProRexes, they're all good. Okay, there's lots of people out there that will talk about, oh, this lure is junk or this reel is junk. These break down all the time. Listen, 90% of reel malfunctions are operator errors. And the biggest operator error out there is engaging your reel while the lure is in the air. Okay, they're not using their thumb to stop the spool. All right, hate me all you want on it. I've seen hundreds of you guys doing it out there. I've watched the videos of all of you on YouTube. I've seen you guys out on the lakes. I see people do this all the time. They're stopping the lure with their reel handle instead of using their thumb on the spool. And I guarantee you, talk to any reel repairman out there, he will tell you the same thing. That's where the damage comes in. It's not manufacturer problems. It's from people stopping the reel with the handle, not using their thumb. Okay? The Shimano Trinx 500 will have the same problems as a PC Fun 300 if you stop the reel with the handle, not use your thumb on the spool. Just reality. Haters come at me and prove me wrong, but you can't. So that's just the way it is. I've been around this sport 45 years. You're not gonna tell me that that's not what happens. It's what happens. Okay. So there you go. An 8.5-foot rod. All right, a lower gear ratio reel. Pick your reel. They're all good. Okay? All right, they're all good. There's not a musky reel out there that's not good. They're all good. All right, pick your reel. Feel free to spend more on the reel than you do on the rod. You don't have to spend a ton of money on the rod. The $40 or whatever it is, $70 Shimano Sojourn rod, if you can find one of those, great starting rod. Right, I have caught tons of fish on them over the years. There's nothing wrong with it. Sensitivity in a musky rod, not that big of a thing. All right. The more expensive rods are more lighter weight. That's for long days on the water, not necessarily a sensitivity thing. Okay, we're talking about big fish here. Yeah, sometimes you get light bites, but hey, hook sets are free. Anything you feel, you set the hook. So that's just how it is. So 8.5-foot heavy action rod, 300 or 400 size reel. Pick your reel. They're all good. PC Fun's good. I throw Daiwa ProRexes and PC Fun Alios reels in 300 and 400 size. I haven't had to have any of my reels serviced in 5 years. Keep them clean. Stop the spool with your thumb. You're good to go. Let's talk about line. In general, we're talking here. So this is one setup, remember. 80-pound test. Pick your braid. Again, they're all good. Power Pro, Cortland, Suffix 832, Finn's braid, Finn's Big Game. You name it, they're all good out there. All right, Fireline. Pick an 80-pound test braid. go for it. They're all good. Just make sure that you put some monofilament backing on your reel before you spool up. Prevent that line from slipping. Braided line will slip on the spool, giving you the impression that your drag is bad, but it's actually line slipping. So backing on the reel, 30 yards, 30, 40 yards of say a 15 pound monofilament. I always keep 20 pound Trilene Big Game with all my line stuff. That's always my backing. Those you wondering why the monofilament works on there, monofilament stretches. Okay, you put it on there, it stretches. It grips the spool. Braid slips on the spool. Okay. Let's talk about leaders. I ran stealth leaders for years. Just hundreds of fish on them. Not a single bite off. Okay, there's nothing wrong with fluorocarbon leaders. People that get bite offs, they're rare, especially on a good quality leader. But it can happen. Muskie's tooth can go right through fluorocarbon. Not to say that doesn't happen. It's never happened to me. All right. Recently, I have switched to Wendel's titanium leaders. They're lighter. I believe they give, especially my crankbaits, my crankbaits have better action, especially when I'm twitching crankbaits, and I have them weighted, with different size hooks so that they either nose up or nose down or suspend or whatever. Those Wendel's titanium leaders are so lightweight that they don't affect the action of those lures. In fact, I would say they go in and enhance them. So that's my recommendation. Go with the Wendel's titanium leaders. You can get them right from Muskie Shop. You can order them right from them. But I know there's other ones. I like the titanium leaders. Go with what you want, whatever you need. Minimum of 9 inches is what I would recommend. Pick a good leader. Lots of good ones out there. You can go through the Muskie Shop website or Team Rhino or any of those places and just pick a good leader. Any one of them's good, but say 9 to 12 inches is what you need. All right. Let's tackle snaps or split rings. Okay. And I'm going to give you 45 years of experience. My own 45 years, not to mention my uncles that I've been fishing with for the last 45 years. My father that I've been fishing with for 45 years. My grandfather before that. For muskies. Never had a snap fail. Never had a snap fail. You know why we don't have snaps fail? We change them. Okay? Every once in a while, look at that, say, yeah, it's been a few trips, change out the snaps. Package of snaps, cheap. Okay? All right. So let's wrap this up. 8 to 8.5 foot heavy action rod. Okay, good quality reel. PC Fun's just fine, but any good quality reel is just fine. 3 to 400 size, low gear ratio. I'm talking 6.3 to 1. That's going to be, this is, remember, one outfit, one setup. 6.3 to 1. 80 pound test line. We're going to use a good quality leader. I like Wendel's titaniums. And good snaps on them. I like to replace the snaps that come on the Wendel's with a cross-lock snap. So there you go. Have a good net, have good release tools. We can get to that into another video. Have fun out there, tight lines. Remember, those hook sets are free. Have a good day.